I know this is going to annoy those guys back there because I know they're working hard, but we have to be in this together as a team. We talk about Foxhole guys, Bobby Valentine and Soundcheck. Are you kidding me?
Well, number one, I highly doubt Bobby V will ever be the biggest story in sports ever again, so I think we've dodged that bullet.
Okay.
Number two, just so we're all clear on how hard Mraz has worked compared to the rest of the guys, today we have Todd Zalecki coming up on the show next hour.
Good book.
MLB.com. Now, Pete the Body Bilotti.
Yes, sir.
Would you care to defend having Bobby V in Soundcheck?
Well, I thought it was a very riveting cut.
Oh, Pete.
That's it?
Pete, that's your defense?
That's the defense?
Also, if Mraz doesn't want to talk about Bobby V, why is he talking about him now?
Oh, don't you play that game, young man. Why am I talking about it now? I'm responding to a lack of foxhole and ethics by the show. We have a banned list for a reason. And I would argue, by the way, of all the batters and everything we've taken down, all the Reggie Bush Heismans we've wiped off, Bobby Valentine is the one without any flexibility. If Bobby V had gotten his way, Connor Green would be producing the show right now. Now, maybe that would make for a better show. Maybe everybody would prefer that.
Bobby V's on next.
Stop it. Pete, look, it's a mistake. Whoever put him in there, and it might have been Connor, by the way, who wants my job of putting it in there. That being said, it's a mistake. It's an absolute mistake. And now Kaplan brings up a good point. I should have read the sound checklist at 5:40 and squashed this, so I have to own that. But I don't know how any of you guys are looking at me like I'm nuts right now. This is a mistake. And the fact, DA, that your first response when Bobby V was played was to go on a 2-minute response to the cut instead of just saying, wait a minute, why are we playing Bobby V? To me, I find it to be a little disservice to forget our workmanship, our friendship.
Well, number one, I would never allow Bobby V to be booked on the show. Okay, so I'm not ever going to talk to Bobby V ever again. That will never happen. Bobby Valentine has been struck from my personal relationship or a visit on the show forever. And if I see him at some type of event, I will absolutely not talk to Bobby Valentine. That is my word.
Okay, thank you.
Now, I don't know if playing a clip of his is the same. I'd have to think about that. It kind of didn't strike me that being banned means you couldn't be a clip in Soundcheck. I guess I would ask, as executive producer of the DA show, this is a segment on the show that you've been alerted to for the better part of 2 hours. Does this mean that you actually don't read the topic lists or the Soundcheck lists or the production stuff?
It's fair.
Timeout. The ironic thing is, when we switched to mornings in January, DA, now get this one. The one thing Pete took on extra was putting together Soundcheck. What did we just hear? We heard Soundcheck. Pete, ask me. I want you to answer. Who put together Soundcheck today? Was it you or Connor?
First of all, that did not happen in January. I did not get the responsibility of putting together Soundcheck. So
yes,
that's in your little mind.
No, you did.
Second of all, nope, that did not happen. So let's go back and take a look at that.
Just answer the question, Pete.
You're
Who put
supposed to put together you're supposed to put together the podcasts for the hours, and you don't.
So
do
you
that.
dance around the question. See, this is
if
I was you right now dancing around the question, I would be assaulted by DA. The difference was we started coming in now an hour before the show instead of 2 hours before the show, or an hour and a half, because it was tighter time doing the morning. And you said, "I'm going to take on Soundcheck."
I did not
now that
say
we were
that.
at the
What
studio,
are you talking about?
That's what we were doing before the pandemic. You were making Soundcheck.
I was not
and now
making
you're
Soundcheck.
not. And now
you got to go back into your records, buddy.
You buddied me,
Yeah.
Pete, you do less now without the Soundcheck.
Oh, I do less. Okay. All right. I'm not here tomorrow.
That's not what I mean. I mean, you were having Connor do the Soundcheck, and he made a mistake with Bobby V, and you're putting that on me.
I don't see your fat ass coming in here to work in the studio. I don't see you getting up off the chair. You constantly going to get your Special K and your breakfast. I've had enough of you. All right. So unless you want to come in, don't bother me or Connor.
This feels
had it with
serious.
you.